Welcome back to my channel. Today it's going to be a little bit of different topic. It's going to be a little bit of workshop repair. So we're going to be working on this guy, which is amphibole, most likely hornblende from Titanite Hill. We want to get him back to its glory, black color. It's very good shape crystal. You can see it has all thing going for it all around, including little nice titanite on top. So we're going to fix him to make him presentable like these guys. And then second job, it's simple gluing of a couple of apatites, and then we're going to work on this find from Montrose Currents aragonite. We're going to fix this crack with some epoxy putty, and then we're going to match the color so it's looking better. So fixing those apatites, it's not very difficult. We're not talking about high-end minerals here, so the glue from Dollarama serves just well. It's very watery glue, so all you have to do is apply a little bit on the surface, much missing piece, and this glue is very runny, so it doesn't really create thick layer that would add to thickness of crystal and would be visible fix. So again, just apply, mostly I apply in the center, and then when I glue the other part, that center application is being squished to all the parts of the crystal and distributed, and then eventually finds its place and glues the crystal together. So hopefully this will work. So it needs a little more. There you go. Now let's just wait patiently for it to bond. And then we're going to move to next crystal, which is this orange one. This one is from very unusual color. That is from Smart Mine area. So we're gonna see how this one doesn't want to really attach. For some reason I'm not finding the sweet spot. Maybe I just add a little bit more here. That should do the trick. There you go. Yeah, the orange one here, it broke differently. It's very uneven break, so hopefully that glue will work. Let's put this aside. This we're gonna apply, and again, some of this glue. Find the matching end, and voila, a few seconds should bond. Just like that. This aragonite fix is going to be a little different. I'm going to be using epoxy putty, which comes in a tubes like this. It's basically Play-Doh-like epoxy putty. It comes in two parts. It basically is two parts material. You have to cut it in this crack. I don't think we need a lot, so I'm gonna cut a slice of it. This slice here is very dry, so I'm gonna toss it, but this one, it has to have 50-50. And basically what you do, you work it until this green color and gray color becomes one. It will become basically one gray putty, because right now it's two colors, you can see. So I'm gonna need to work on this few couple of minutes, so I'll show you in a second. Yeah, so now it's all nice and ready and very soft. So in order to fix that crack, I'm gonna take a little portion of it, make it a little skinny warm by rolling it, and we're gonna follow the crack with this and squeeze it into it. This epoxy also acts like a glue in many instances. For example, you can attach this epoxy to your minerals and attach them to your stand, acrylic stand. This will become hard as a rock. So here it is. I'm just pressing this into the crack, and I'll be using my little spatula. I used this epoxy a lot when I used to work for antique restoration company. We would restore missing pieces of splinters of wood, veneers, because this takes the color of the any finish very easily. You can paint it. So here it is being squished. The most important thing is to get into the cracks very deep, and then we're gonna remove the axis, and we're gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna match the design of the crystals, which in this case are this like a radiating almost looks like rays. So we're gonna work it in just like that. This will harden in about an hour. It's gonna be hard as a rock. But before it does that, it would be good to replicate some of the rays of the crystal. So we're gonna do, after this is all done, I would like to do this when it's pliable rather than hard, because I don't want to do this, with wood it's easier to work when it hardens because you can sand it, but with this I would like to have this see those directions of the crystals are such, so we can add some directions to the putty, and then when it's all hardened, I'm gonna use a tool, Dremel tool, to get us proper thickness of the material. Okay, this one needs to touch a little more. Anyway, the idea is not to see this visible crack. Now it's starting to get a little more less, doesn't look broken, basically is what I'm trying to say. And then we're gonna match the color, a little bit of magic coloration. Okay, so that's, I can leave this in this stage for now because the rest is to be done later. This guy is a different process altogether. What we're gonna do is we're gonna I already mechanically remove all the very bad buildup of this decomposed titanites, and even it's kind of feels like we're working on your rotten teeth. Whatever's loose you want to remove, but then that portion of the crystal that is smooth and is all proper, doesn't have any buildup, we're gonna add some magic color to it to get it back into black, and I show you this in a second. So these works I'm working on are very cheap and abundant rocks. So if there is somebody watching this video who is actually professional mineral restorer, please ignore my simple knowledge. It's not like we're talking about big money, but here the problem with this one is we know it's all black, supposed to be black, just like these guys. But the problem is that the grooves and all the indentations are filled with this clay material, which is impossible to, if you soak this in acids, becomes weak after a while and becomes very, even iron out doesn't really work good on this stain, because this is stain associated with titanite decomposition rather than any iron-based material. So what I'm using is simple acrylic black paint, which basically what it's going to do, it's going to get into crevices. I'm using water so the stain can actually get inside the areas that are brown, and the axis will be polished off with a wire brush on a Dremel. In this case, the black substance will get into the crevices, and when we polish back the portion that we want, it will have natural shine. Now there's a couple of titan apatites growing here. I'm gonna avoid them with my blacking in, and this will dry very flat. Again, we don't want to enhance the natural shine of the amphibole itself. So again, the blackness will stay in the crevices. So we're going to avoid this painting, coloring anything around the titanite, and of course feldspars we want to leave it the way they are. But whatever is to do with amphibole, we want to hit it with black staining. So I think that's good enough for now. I'm going to go around, because it's even finished here at the back. There's a couple of walls that are actually flat. So now we have, right away you can see distinction of the shape of the mineral in relation to other minerals attached to it. Okay, so that's a first stage. Again, don't grab your head in disbelief if this is not very professional. But it works, and we really don't work with heavy duty expensive minerals here. Now going back to aragonite, this putty is very hard. I don't know if you remember, it was in a stage of Play-Doh-like. Now it's just like hard as a rock. It is a rock really, because it's epoxy. So what you want to do now, in my case I'm looking for a very stiff toothbrush, which is decommissioned of course from my kids or me, I don't remember, but it save your toothbrushes for your rocks. So you want to basically gently remove anything that is perhaps loose from this fix. And then basically what you want to do is, again, without any, get a little bit of blackness from earlier job, work in the paint, the blackness, because this aragonite is black, and work with toothbrush again into the fix. So this will give you base color, base for, actually already looks kind of not too bad, of the color of the aragonite itself. Okay. And now we just can add a little more intensity here and there. And that's our basic fix of that particular guy. There you go. This will dry. It will dry and flat, just like aragonite is here. And it's a little better than before. This will come back later because it has to also dry. And as you can see, it dries very flat. So when we polish this with steel wheel, the natural shine of the crystal will come back, but the black stain will stay in crevices. So you're going to see this ugly brown coming through. Now another fix I would like to do today is this crack here. This crack is not as simple as putting some putty in it, because it's very straight. So instead of doing putty here, which this mineral is basically scapolite, this portion of it was exposed to elements forever. So when I found it, was basically attached to the mother rock, and for some reason I managed to get it out, except it's split in half. I initially glue it, but this portion here I would like to fix with this type of glue, which is 15-minute epoxy. But the difference between this one and the other cheap glues from Dollarama is that this is like gel. So what do you do? Again, this is all stuff I have today with me, is available at Dollarama, so you don't have to go through great expenses. So you squeeze. It's supposed to be equal amount of both parts, as epoxies always are. So I think just on the end we got an equal amount. So I'm gonna remove this, mix it together, because that first squeeze was mostly hardener, I believe. But anyway, let's mix this one together. This also takes care of shine. This crack here, this whiteness of it, is because of being pulverized. So I'm gonna attach this glue and press it into that crevice, let it kind of go there. So two purposes: it's gonna glue this rock a little better, and it's also gonna fill the crack because it's thick and it has shine to it. So just a little bit here and around the corner. Now, so in 15 minutes this will be solid, which we want. And then we're going to take care of removing excess so it doesn't look that was really worked on. So I'm going to kind of position this kind of on an angle, kind of like so. Yeah, and since I have a little bit of material left, this apatite from earlier, it got a little bit loose, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this glue instead and make it firmer. Alright, but this one is not adhesing instantly, it needs 15 minutes, so you're gonna have to trust me that this will be working while we doing something else. Where it goes? This way, this way. There you go. Oh boy, I have a bad break here. Anyway, this is just to show you how those things work. Not always perfectly. Yeah, this one is goner, I think. Anyway, we see what happens in 15 minutes. All right, let's take a break. So this is the end results. I'm gonna start with the fixing of the crack in the aragonite. Today we have some fine sunny day. It's several days after I worked on those. So that's how it looks right now. And this is the amphibole from Titanite Hill. I attached the apatites because they were missing when I removed them from the packet. So they are actually always fall apart. But if you pick it up and mark it where they're from, then you can attach them back. So this is the specimen of amphibole from there. So that's Titanite Hill. That same packet I mentioned to you earlier is the one with feldspars and always a lot of good hornblende with titanites is there. This is from previous trips. Another cluster of titanite. So as my mom always says, if you don't have what you like, you have to like what you have. And these amphiboles are abundant. This one has a little bit of titanite on top. You know, you have to clean them up well, soak them in not acid, but something gentler, maybe vinegar, and then if you like to work on a color, you can do the thing this I showed you earlier. This is also one nice crystal from there. And these look like damaged, but they actually are not. Maybe they were damaged and they start regrowing. You can see the step system of recrystallization. So if you look closer, sometimes you think it's just missing shards of the rock, but they perhaps are, but they're from very long time ago, and its environment was continuing to grow, and there's a apatite growing within. Yeah, so I can't locate those apatites that was gluing, so I just showed you another one. One of them I had a problem. I have to be honest, you probably seen on the video that along the crack they were missing tiny particles, and I could not get a good match, so that green apatite is kind of half glued. But that's how you can basically get them back to some kind of shape to use them for repairs or just for fun. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm not professional repairer or restorer of minerals, but that's what I learned from other videos, and that's what I don't care if the material is very cheap. So you learn as you go. So if you have boxes of things that have broken, maybe you should look around. Maybe you can find matching pieces and reconstruct what you found in the field. Thanks for watching. The weather is getting better. Today is end of January. Sorry, my phone is floating. And it's sunny day after so many days of gloom. See you somewhere in a forest in the upcoming year. Maybe I do another video of some stuff from my archives before we get back to the field. Subscribe and like and spread the news to all crazy people about this subject. And have a great day.